Ask me, do I want a problem?
No, I don't think you
I
want
don't
a problem.
ever want a problem. But when they say they want a problem, I say no problem. That's it. It makes people feel like I want trouble because I don't have a problem with it when it comes.
Eminem just stepped up and broke the silence. He's spilling details that have everyone buzzing. Why? Diddy's sons are allegedly nervous about 50 Cent. This isn't just some petty online drama. According to M, the fear goes much deeper. He claims that Diddy's sons are seriously sweating over secrets that 50 might reveal, secrets that could wreck their dad's reputation. And if you know 50 Cent, you know he's built a reputation for exposing celebrity drama and pulling no punches. The real question is, what dirt does 50 actually have on Diddy? And how might it impact Diddy's legacy, especially with his sons trying to step into the spotlight? Things hit a boiling point when King Combs, Diddy's son, dropped a line that stunned everyone. Did he really just go there? But there's a rule in the music world. You don't go after 50 Cent. King Combs didn't just take a shot at him, he also threw shade at Eminem, 50's longtime ally. That's a dangerous move. 50's story isn't just about music, it's about survival. He fought his way up from Queens and turned his hustle into an empire. 50 is relentless, and Diddy's son might be heading straight into his crosshairs. What's even wilder is that King Combs doesn't seem to care. He's charging forward as if this won't backfire. Sure, it's bold, but it's looking downright reckless. It's like he's begging for trouble. If he doesn't watch his step, this could end up being the biggest mistake of his career. He's even out here throwing gang signs like he's from the trenches, when, let's face it, he's probably never been in that life. Compare that to 50 Cent, who not only survived the streets but dominated them. What's running through Christian Combs' mind right now? Not long ago, he released a diss track aimed directly at 50 Cent, and he didn't pull any punches. In one line, he spits, "Police raid the crib like we selling crack. We ain't doing that, but we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques." Bold, sure, but it gets even messier. He goes on, "I'd rather put this stock on wax. All that gossip, this whack when all they had was 50 Cent. Who put this city on the map? Stop lying." Essentially, Christian is throwing shade and hinting that someone, possibly 50, snitched on Diddy. Then comes another jaw-dropper. Too bad they didn't know we bought the one next door, 'cause that's the one they missed. Wait, what? It sounds almost like he's confessing something serious, implying that whatever the authorities were after wasn't in the house they raided, but next door, which he claims also belongs to Diddy. Now, Christian's diss track not only fails to hit the mark, but it also risks dragging his dad into even more controversy. And believe it or not, he wasn't done yet. He kept piling on, rapping lines like, "Pop's been hated on by many men, and that's fine. They're gonna try to stop these M&Ms, and they're gonna die. Try and pull up to the south side. We locked, and we got ties. Don't give a damn about no blogs, cause we really outside." That's a clear nod to 50 Cent's iconic track Many Men, from Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Christian's attempt to flip 50's own style against him might seem gutsy, but it's a risky play. Of course, 50 wasn't about to let that slide. He finally fired back. But let's not forget, 50's been shading Diddy for years, so this feud is far from new. Long before the headlines exploded with serious allegations and wild parties, the drama was already brewing. Over a decade ago, 50 Cent posted a photo of himself in a hospital bed surrounded by stuffed animals, and his caption lit up the gossip channels. "Sorry, I can no longer help you guys," he wrote. "Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are now left under the leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Hash no thieves, January 19th auth." It was a cryptic jab and it got people talking. That wasn't all. 50 also shared a photo of Diddy and Rick Ross in what looked like an intense hug on stage, right there in front of everyone. The picture alone stirred whispers, and it was clear the beef was simmering under the surface. But then came another shot. 50 posted an image of Diddy dressed in a loud pink outfit, arms around a former record executive. The caption, "I ain't saying nothing, but something ain't right, LML." That level of shade, petty and precise, got fans buzzing. The real curveball, though, came during a radio interview. 50 claimed Diddy had once invited him on a luxurious, all-expenses-paid shopping spree. According to 50, it wasn't just about clothes. It was allegedly a move to lure him into one of Diddy's infamous parties. 50 made it clear he turned the offer down fast, but the story left everyone wondering. Later, Diddy tried to laugh it off, saying he just thought 50 needed some fresh outfits, but let's be honest, that excuse didn't convince anyone. the tension between the two only continued to build. And then the stakes were raised. When Cassie filed that shocking $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, packed with serious accusations, 50 wasted no time diving into the fray. Within moments of the settlement news breaking, a settlement reached in just 24 hours, 50 jumped on Instagram, mocking Diddy for how quickly he tried to make it all go away. The speed of the settlement gave him endless ammunition, but the biggest twist? 50 announced that he was talking to Hollywood producers about creating a documentary on Diddy. That's right, a full-on documentary. If that happens, it's safe to say the drama is far from over. 50 Cent isn't holding back. He reposted an article teasing a new documentary project, making it clear he's got serious material lined up and isn't afraid to use it. The hints he's been dropping suggest that this documentary could be an industry-shaking deep dive into Diddy's life. Diddy might have thought the drama would blow over, but 50 seems determined to keep the heat on. On Instagram, he even shared a clip from the alleged doc. In it, former Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry claims that Diddy used to spike certain bottles of Moët at clubs to make women feel sleepy. That's a bombshell accusation, one that could change everything. Curry didn't mince words. He said Diddy would even warn his inner circle not to drink from those bottles. The picture he painted was chilling. And just weeks before this revelation, 50 had already clashed with Jason Derulo over the whole situation. When TMZ asked Derulo if people should give Diddy the benefit of the doubt, he paused and said, I believe in innocent until proven guilty, for sure. That comment didn't sit well with 50. 50 took to Instagram to call out Derulo, telling him to shut up, and even throwing in a savage joke about him possibly ending up in some of those controversial tapes. It's clear 50 Cent isn't letting anyone slide as he continues to push forward with what could be a truly explosive documentary. Lil Rod Jones claimed Diddy allegedly had incriminating footage of party guests, and that set off a fresh wave of drama. Jason Derulo fired back with a video edit showing himself punching a figure with 50 Cent's face superimposed on it. In the comments, Derulo clarified that he doesn't even know Diddy personally, but believes in giving everyone the presumption of innocence. Despite Derulo's attempt to ease tensions, fans flooded his post, warning him that 50 Cent isn't someone you want to provoke. Once you're in 50's sights, he doesn't hold back. 50's history of not letting celebrity drama slide is well known, and his long-standing feud with Diddy is no exception. For years, he's been taking shots at Diddy, and now, with the legal controversies circling around, 50 is making sure the spotlight stays fixed on him. The chaos escalated even further when his ex, Daphne Joy, mother of his 11-year-old son Sire, was dragged into the mess. Daphne's name came up in Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit, with accusations suggesting she was allegedly involved in shady dealings with Diddy. Outraged, Daphne quickly took to Instagram to denounce the claims as false and labeled them character assassination. But 50, true to form, wasted no time trolling her online. He tweeted, "I didn't know you were a S-worker, you little S-worker, LOL." That post caused an internet frenzy. Then, in a now-deleted Instagram post, 50 shared a photo of Daphne walking beside Diddy, throwing even more shade and implying she was on Diddy's payroll. That move set Daphne off. She clapped back, accusing 50 of barely visiting their son while in New York, and she leveled serious claims of mistreatment and abuse. 50 denied all accusations in a statement to the Los Angeles Times, but by then, the drama had reached new heights, and it was far from over. When federal agents raided Diddy's Miami and LA homes, it was only a matter of time before 50 Cent weighed in. True to form, he took to Twitter posting, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done." He added, "They don't come like that unless they got a case." Since then, 50's been in full troll mode, constantly posting memes, headlines, and jokes aimed at Diddy, keeping the heat on non-stop. This feud is more than just a petty grudge, it's steeped in history. Back in 2006, 50 released a diss track claiming he knew who was behind the tragic drive-by shooting that killed the notorious Big in 1997. It's a bitter rivalry with deep roots, and it didn't end there. As recently as December, 50 hinted that Diddy might have had some kind of connection to the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. These are massive allegations. While no authorities have linked Diddy to either case, 50 continues to stir the pot, making it clear he's on a mission. For him, this isn't just about trading bars. It's about exposing what he sees as a larger truth. The war between them has even spilled over into their business ventures, like when they clashed over vodka brands. They've traded not just lyrical shots, but marketing blows, with 50 relentlessly suggesting that Diddy's carefully crafted public image is all smoke and mirrors. Now 50's not stopping at social media or diss tracks. He's reportedly working on a documentary that he claims will dig into the serious allegations swirling around Diddy. And here's the kicker. He says he plans to donate all the proceeds to victims. This just raises the stakes even higher. Then came the March raids. Federal agents turned up at Diddy's homes as part of what's been described as a wide-ranging federal investigation. Diddy's legal team slammed the operation as a wild ambush and firmly denied any wrongdoing. But as usual, 50 didn't hold back. He was ready to pounce, keeping the drama alive and well. 50 Cent has been relentless on social media, turning every headline, meme, and breaking update into another jab in his long-running feud. But here's a behind-the-scenes twist most people don't know. Back in the day, 50 actually tried to sign with Bad Boy Entertainment. According to Tony Yayo in a Vlad TV interview, 50 went to Diddy for Bad Boy. We had the meeting, and it was wild that Diddy didn't sign him. Yayo now calls it one of Bad Boy's biggest missed opportunities, a mistake that might have changed the course of hip-hop history. Imagine how different the industry might look if Diddy had taken that chance. Yayo made it clear that not signing 50 was a major misstep. At the time, though, the environment was tense. The streets were buzzing with fear surrounding Kenneth's Supreme McGriff, and that reputation hung heavy over 50's name. Even in that meeting, Diddy reportedly laid out why he was hesitant. Yayo recalled that Diddy mentioned 3 main reasons, with the fallout from Biggie's tragic death topping the list. Diddy simply didn't want to take on that kind of heat. But playing it safe came at a price. Many believe Diddy was always focused on what boosted his bottom line first. Passing on 50 meant losing out on what would soon become one of the most lucrative careers in rap. Yayo described the kind of loyalty that 50 had within his camp, especially with someone like Yayo by his side. 50 can have 200 dudes with him for security, but you can tell Yayo is the only one he really needs around. That kind of loyalty is priceless, and it's what helped 50 rise to the top. Bad Boy Entertainment had been Diddy's crowning achievement. Launched under Sony Music, it was the powerhouse that amplified East Coast talent and set the stage for some of the most iconic voices in hip-hop. After Biggie's heartbreaking loss in 1997, Bad Boy was searching for the next big star to carry the torch. By the early 2000s, Diddy had the golden opportunity to sign 50 Cent, just before 50 skyrocketed with smash hits like Inda Club. That was the moment, but Diddy let it slip away. It was a pivotal moment in hip-hop, and Diddy let it slip through his fingers. The talent was undeniable, the buzz deafening, but he passed. Looking back now, that choice could have changed the entire trajectory of the genre. At that point, 50 Cent was building momentum in the streets, pushing his mixtape hustle to new heights. People were already calling him the next big name out of New York. But despite the growing hype, many labels were hesitant to touch him. His ties to street life were too heavy, too risky. Then came the turning point. His breakout mixtape, Guess Who's Back. That project caught Eminem's attention. M saw something others were too cautious to acknowledge: raw talent, hunger, and star potential. Taking a leap of faith, Eminem brought 50 into the fold, signing him to Shady Records under the Interscope umbrella. That deal wasn't just a boost, it was a rocket launch. It paved the way for Get Rich or Die Tryin', an album that didn't just make waves, it was a seismic shift. It became an instant classic, forever cementing 50's place in hip-hop. At the same time, the tension between 50 Cent and Diddy started bubbling over. Known for never holding his tongue, 50 began openly calling out Diddy's notorious private parties and hinting at secrets hidden in the background. Once he saw the chance to shine a light on it all, 50 hit the gas and didn't look back. That decision ignited a feud that still reverberates through the music industry today. And then there was that infamous viral clip of Diddy wearing a wig, acting completely out of character. Fans were left scratching their heads, wondering what was really going on behind closed doors. The feud between the two titans has only grown more heated over time, turning what might have been a simple rivalry into one of the most talked-about conflicts in hip-hop history. The internet lit up with reactions, but Diddy kept his cool, at least outwardly. In the now viral Snapchat clip, he seemed completely at ease, sporting a flamboyant wig while grooving to Travis Scott's Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. It wasn't just his look that had people talking, it was his entire vibe. He danced freely, licked his lips, and gave off an energy that fans weren't used to seeing. One viewer commented bluntly, "This is his true state. He's way too comfortable. Him licking his lips says a lot too." Another chimed in, noting his outfit. A black lace blouse, flower print skinny pants, and a Becky wig, SMH. People were convinced this wasn't just a random moment. They saw it as Diddy revealing a side of himself he'd kept hidden. Of course, 50 Cent wasted no time pouncing on the clip. He posted it to his Instagram with the caption, "What the F, man?" taking a sharp jab at Diddy's appearance. But as always, 50 didn't stop there. He kept poking fun, implying that this wasn't just about one odd outfit, it was part of a pattern he'd noticed for years. And 50 wasn't alone in throwing shade. Eminem's name started coming up too. Long known for his clever, biting lyrics, Em had previously taken shots at Diddy in his music. Now fans were digging through old verses, particularly from his track Fuel, and finding new meaning in his words. Some were convinced that Eminem had been dropping subtle warnings about Diddy's behavior long before the current controversy hit the headlines. One verse in particular was making waves. Fans were saying it was packed with hints and layered references that only became obvious after recent events. It wasn't just the flow that had everyone doing a double take, it was the realization that Eminem might have been calling it out before anyone else caught on. Eminem's wordplay had fans buzzing. He kicked it off by spelling rapper without one P, turning it into RPA. At first glance, it seemed random, until he followed up with another twist. M then introduced ESE, initially using it as West Coast slang for homie in Spanish. But that wasn't the end of it. He flipped it again, referencing the acronym SA, a term that's popped up in online discussions around serious topics. The layered wordplay had fans scrambling to decipher the deeper meaning. They couldn't help but wonder if Eminem knew something long before the rest of us did. Then came the line that felt like a direct hit. Wait, he didn't spell the word rapper and leave out a P. Once fans put it together, they realized that leaving out a P from Diddy sounded like a not-so-subtle dig at Puff Daddy himself. They quickly caught on, speculating that this was no accident. Eminem's choice of words seemed intentional, a clever jab that hinted at shady dealings involving Diddy, well before any lawsuits or federal raids made headlines. This wasn't just a one-off clever lyric. In that same song, Eminem name-checked both Tupac and Biggie, which only deepened the intrigue. The Tupac reference raised even more questions, since Tupac had been openly critical of Diddy back in the day. Industry insiders remember Pac's pointed comments and his willingness to call out what others wouldn't. Some even point to an old interview where Tupac brought up Quincy Jones, dropping heavy accusations and pulling back the curtain on things most wouldn't dare touch. Now, decades later, fans are drawing parallels. Could Eminem's lyrics be a modern echo of Tupac's bold truths? Adding fuel to the fire, rumors emerged about Diddy's sons allegedly confronting Ray J. Whispers say this wasn't just petty drama, it might have stemmed from deeper gang ties. If true, that could explain the confrontational energy they've shown over the years. The rumors exploded after reports surfaced about a Halloween party showdown in LA involving Ray J and Diddy's sons. TMZ claimed the tension outside the event was palpable. Ray J had just left with his manager, David Weinrob, and Amber Rose when the clash allegedly went down. Some believe this confrontation wasn't a coincidence, but a planned move, with Diddy pulling the strings behind the scenes. When Diddy's sons, Quincy, Justin, and Christian, rolled up on Ray J, it was no casual chat. Fired up about recent comments Ray J had made concerning their dad's legal troubles, the brothers showed up to send a message. Witnesses reported a tense scene, the Combs brothers circling Ray J, chests puffed, voices raised, and looking ready to throw punches. King Combs and Justin seemed just moments away from swinging. Just as things reached a boiling point, Chris Brown, who happened to be in his car nearby, jumped in. Alongside Ray J's manager, Brown stepped into the fray, pulling the Combs brothers back and diffusing the tension. Thanks to their intervention, the situation didn't escalate into a full-blown brawl. While nobody got hurt and the groups eventually went their separate ways, the encounter made one thing clear. Diddy's sons are fiercely loyal to their father and are not about to back down from anyone challenging their family name. Since Diddy's legal issues first hit the news, Quincy, Justin, and Christian have been out in public, loudly standing by their dad. They've made it obvious that any disrespect toward their family will be met head-on. This showdown with Ray J might be the first the public has noticed, but insiders claim it's actually their fourth heated encounter with him. According to TMZ, Ray J himself admitted that, despite considering Diddy and his sons like family, things had nearly turned physical in previous confrontations. The brothers had allegedly hurled cutting insults that pushed Ray J to his breaking point. While Ray J insists he's open to squashing the beef peacefully, the ongoing tension suggests there's more happening behind the scenes. Rumors are swirling that Diddy's influence over his sons is strong. So strong that some insiders believe he may have pushed them to confront Ray J. Whether it's about intimidation or silencing potential leaks, whispers of Diddy orchestrating these confrontations aren't far-fetched for those familiar with his history. For years, Diddy has been dogged by accusations that he uses his influence behind the scenes to keep certain truths from surfacing. And now that Ray J has become more outspoken, discussing lawsuits, scandals, and everything in between, people can't help but wonder what he might know that's so explosive. Some believe Ray J could be holding on to a bombshell revelation, something powerful enough that Diddy would go to any lengths to keep it hidden. From the beginning, 50 Cent has been one of the loudest voices calling this out. He's long accused Diddy of being a master manipulator, someone who moves people around and exerts control to maintain his empire's reputation. Now, with Diddy's son stepping into the drama, the situation is starting to mirror exactly what 50's been warning about for years. Fans are paying attention like never before. All the rumors swirling about Diddy's behind-the-scenes tactics have added fuel to 50 Cent's long-running narrative. He's always said that Diddy moves people like chess pieces, and now it appears his own sons may be part of this high-stakes game. With Eminem weaving subtle lyrical shots into his verses and 50 keeping the pressure on daily, this feud has reached a whole new level. What started as industry beef has grown into something much bigger, something that's now tied to legacy, reputation, and control. The real questions are starting to surface. What's next for Diddy? How far does this all go? And what does it mean for his family's future?